The OPD and a person who is an adult comes to your OPD, he looks hypertensed on the upper body while he looks hypotensed in the lower body. What do I mean? When you look at his face, hand, and all, you can see more of redness, or you can see signs of hypertension. But as you look at his lower limbs, you will see signs of hypotension by cyanosis and conditions like that. To do a chest examination, you remove his shirt, and as you look at his chest, it seems to be a bit normal. Then, more importantly, you ask for an X-ray. Once you do an X-ray, you see radiologically visible erosions, notching of the undersurface of the ribs. This is a bit scary. Now, what you do is you want to confirm, is it related to heart? You check out for murmurs. Then you see there are murmurs throughout the systole. When you keep your stethoscope on the heart, you also find other conditions where you get to know that the heart might have expanded. Cardiomegaly has happened. Yes, this is a condition of coaction of aorta in the adults. So yes, we are going to be talking more about coaction of aorta today. Coaction of aorta is the narrowing or constriction of the heart. Coaction is the narrowing or constriction of the aorta, and it is seen mainly in men. And this is also seen in female, but ones who are associated with Turner syndrome. The coaction of aorta may be two types. It could be isolated, or it could be associated with another anomaly, as I told you, for a Turner syndrome. The coaction of aorta can be of two types. That is, it could be infantile, also called as preductal, or adult, which is postductal. To understand this, I want you to imagine the ductus arteriosus, or the patent ductus arteriosus, which will be connecting to the arch of aorta. Right? The patent ductus arteriosus is connecting the pulmonary trunk, is connecting the pulmonary trunk to the arch of aorta, right? Now, when the patent ductus arteriosus is present, so before that, let's understand what coaction is. As we know, it's already the narrowing. In infantile preductal form, what happens is there is tubular hypoplasia. And behind the connection between the patent ductus arteriosus to the arch of aorta, there is constriction. So it's like a T. Imagine a T. The T's stem is our patent ductus arteriosus, and the horizontal line of the T is our arch of aorta. Now, when there is in infantile conditions, when the patent ductus arteriosus is open, the coaction of aorta happens on the left side of the T. That is on the left side. Now, when it comes to adult form, where there is the ductus arteriosus is closed and there is a remnant of it called as ligamentum arteriosum, then the contraction or the constriction of the aorta, which is the coaction, happens on the right side of the horizontal line of the T. Right? Now, what are the complications and what are the conditions? The extent of narrowing of the aortic lumen is the biggest problem. So it could be a minimal narrowing or a maximal narrowing. And this coaction of aorta, as I told you, can be accompanied by other anomalies. The other anomalies include a bicuspid valve disorder, bicuspid aortic valve, or a congenital aortic stenosis, or atrial septal defects, or ventricular septal defects, or there is berry aneurysm. So those are the conditions. These are the congenital defects which the coaction of aorta is associated with. As I told you, females are associated with coaction of aorta if they have Turner syndrome. So with the children also. Infants are associated with Turner syndrome have the coaction of aorta. Now let's talk about the clinical features. The clinical features it's all based on because of the severity of the narrowing. And it also depends on the patency of the ductus arteriosus. Now, let's talk about things regarding to the patent ductus arteriosus. Now see, if the patent ductus arteriosus is patent, then the coaction of aorta manifests immediately after birth. After the baby is born itself, you'll get to know that there is coaction of aorta, and because of which the baby will have cyanosis in the lower half of the body. The way how I want you to imagine is, again, I want you to imagine a T. Now see, if the ductus arteriosus is present, that means the stem is open. The stem is open because of which the blood is passing. Now the coaction has happened on the left side of the T, because of which the blood will go to the right stem and the person will have cyanosis in the lower half of the body. Why? Because the blood which is going here is pulmonary blood, that is deoxygenated blood. The pulmonary blood, it's a connection between the pulmonary trunk to the arch of aorta, right? So the person will have a desaturated blood going to the lower parts of the limb, and that's why he'll have cyanosis in the lower half of the body. But when you're talking of the upper half of the body, it's supplied by the greater vessels, right? So that will kind of be managed, right? And when do you call exclusively it is an adult coaction? When the difference between the upper half and the lower half extremity is greater than 10 mm of Hg, that's when you call it as an adult coaction of aorta. Now let's talk about coaction of aorta without the patent ductus arteriosus. Now here the condition is, here the things are not very symptomatic. Okay, here everything is a bit asymptomatic. Now what happens is the person will manifest as upper extremity hypertension and weak pulse and hypotension in the lower extremity. This is the patient who has come to your OPD. He is an adult. His patent ductus arteriosus is closed, and there is only a remnant of it which is left, and because of which now whatever you are seeing is an adult type of coaction where there is no blood coming in, but the contraction or the contraction of the aorta or the narrowing of the aorta has happened distal to the ligamentum arteriosum. Okay. Now, as we talk about it, so when you look at his lower extremities, you will see claudication of cold and coldness and conditions like that. Now, what happens is there is development of collateral circulation between the pre-coaction arterial branches and the post-coaction arterial branches. Now, this connection between that will appear as an enlarged intercostal internal mammary arteries, which produces radiographically visible erosions, notching of the undersurface of the ribs. So these intercostal or intermammary arteries will produce radiologically visible erosions, notching under the surface of the ribs, right? So this is because of the collateral circulation which has happened between the pre-coaction arterial branches and the post-coaction arterial branches. This is something which you are seeing in a person who does not have patent ductus arteriosus, or the person who is having a ligamentum arteriosum. Now, as I told you, you also put your steth on the chest of the person to listen to murmurs, right? So yes, the murmurs, the coactions are associated with murmurs throughout systole, and the person will have signs of cardiomegaly. The heart is enlarged. Now this is because of the left ventricular pressure overload. And this was about a person who came to you with upper body hypertension and lower body cold clammy skin.